parameters within their beliefs. But are they talking about genuine phenomena or something they believed in the stumbling ignorance of early civilization, when we didn't know better and couldn't know better, very often because we had a lack of knowledge? So is there actually a underlying field or vibration that connects all things? That's a big question.
The ancient teachers taught Nada Brahma. The universe is vibration. The vibratory field is at the root of all true spiritual experience and scientific investigation.
Vibration in this context is a bit of word salad. You say something's vibration, but you can't actually analyse it. Yet this is meant to be a scientific truth as well as a spiritual one. If it's a spiritual one, let's say one which you can take as a matter of faith, then you need not explain what the word vibration means. If you say that it's scientific as well, then in actual fact you should be able to explain what vibrations are, beyond that of mere word salad, where you simply have the word vibration, yet the meaning of it is quite oblique.
It is the same field of energy that saints, Buddhas, yogis, mystics, priests, shamans, and seers have observed by looking within themselves.
But how do you know that? Is it actually the same thing? Then how come there are so many different interpretations? At best we can say there's a foundational element to spirituality. How do we know you've got the right one? How do we know that they have the right one? Indeed, they all have differences. Difference of opinion. And it doesn't mean that a person actually changes just because they take on a spiritual belief. Do the priests think in the same way as the Buddhist monks? Do the yogis think in the same way as the Sufi mystics? How do these people think? They think in a way based around their beliefs. Their beliefs differ. There isn't a united spirituality. At best you can say there's something to it. There's something they share. But if you can't actually demonstrate that, if you can't actually test it, confirm it to be true, then how do you know that?
Many of history's monumental thinkers, such as Pythagoras, Kepler, Leonardo da Vinci, Tesla, and Einstein, have come to the threshold of the mystery.
What does that even mean? They've come to the threshold of the mystery. But what does that actually mean in reality? They've advanced knowledge. Their thoughts have been interesting and of value. And you mentioned some important characters because it gives this trailer to a documentary somehow more validity. Even though Einstein, as well as Tesla, as well as the others mentioned, did not have the belief that you're trying to push. But you're saying, well, we can make it fit by suggesting things. By using words like vibration, energy, and I dare say if I see the full documentary, the word quantum will be used here and there. You make it seem to be somehow more scientific. But in actuality, we're not talking about a scientific idea at all. We're talking about something which is pushed as a matter of belief.
In today's society, most of humanity has forgotten this ancient wisdom.
What ancient wisdom? Because it doesn't seem like there is, in fact, an ancient wisdom as such, as much as a belief that there is some kind of underlying truth to spirituality. But if you cannot demonstrate there is some kind of underlying belief to spirituality, then how do you know it even exists?
We have strayed too far into the realm of thinking.
We've strayed too far into the realm of thinking. What does that even mean? We think too much and feel too little? Well, maybe. But surely if that is a scientific fact, a matter of knowledge as opposed to a matter of belief, then surely that should be something you can demonstrate too, rather than it simply being a matter of, well, this is what we say and it's something which will be accepted by people with a mystical belief.
What we perceive to be the outer world of form, we have lost our connection to our inner worlds.
What does that mean? Contemplation? Can't people contemplate? But why should people need to contemplate some kind of spiritual reality in order for that contemplation to be of value? Their answer is, of course, that they need not. They need not believe in the mystical in order to accept that they can think about their thoughts in a very in-depth way. And surely if we're talking about going within, and we're talking about thought, then we're not thinking too little. We're thinking differently. And thinking about things differently isn't necessarily a bad thing.
This balance, what the Buddha called the middle way.
Is it, though? And what do we mean by balance? It's all very subjective.
What Aristotle called the golden mean.
Did he, though? Or are you merely selecting? Selecting things to put in place to make your beliefs seem to be more valid.
Is the birthright of every human being.
The birthright? How does that work? Simple use of language to make it sound more convincing? A poetic use of language?
It is the common root of all religions. And the link between our inner worlds and our outer worlds.
As far as language goes, you're not really using it in the proper way. You're using a poetic idea which sounds very large, sounds very clever, but the words don't have meaning. So when the words don't have meaning, when you say them, they don't carry extra meaning just because they're somehow mystified. Surely the idea of mystification should not be to actually make things more mysterious, but to make things less mysterious, to understand the mysterious world, the mysteries of life, but to create greater mystery by using very obscure ideas and selected language and nonsensical words doesn't really help the process at all. It mystifies ideas as opposed to clarifying the mystery. Well, that was a wild goose chase. Basically, you have a belief that certain things are going on, and that is supposedly very important. It's sciencey because we mentioned Tesla and Einstein with no context. I dare say in their documentaries they try and add some kind of context. I dare say they charge for the price. Oh, they do. Look, we're offering a great program with our pseudo-scientific ideas. Yeah. You can pay an amount, and they keep on adding new stuff, apparently. So, I'm not going to do that, because I don't want to waste my money. And look, oh right. Yeah, they're just going to have a little random testimonial from a Seeking Truth member. This is just a scam. Oh, let's have a look. Does this go anywhere? No, it's just a thing where they've used sciencey looking images to try and make it look more complex. Basically, it is a load of bullshit. The language being used does not represent in any way anything scientific. But if they can suggest it, if they can make out there's something to it, people will believe it, and people will buy into it, and the price they're buying in for, as more and more documentaries are edited together, for very little money using mostly stock footage, well, they're paying $20 3 months, or $7.95 for, well, oh right, that's, yeah, per month. Okay, this video, it's worth watching, so let's just play it. It's a dumb advert I've seen over and over on YouTube. I don't know how much money you're spending, David Wilcock, and your allies, your friends, but you're wasting a lot of money on this shit, so you must be making some money somewhere. It's all about becoming a member, so probably money involved, a lot of money.
The German secret societies ran into a group of Nordic-looking beings.
No, they didn't. In fact, there's only one particular society that comes to mind, which basically spoke about this. The Vril Society that believed in the inner fucking Earth.
That had existed for tens of thousands of years.
Yeah, there we are, inner Earth.
Yes, we have extraterrestrials here on the planet.
Or in the planet. But the thing is, we don't. Yeah, we just don't. They're probably going to try and, you know, copyright this video because they don't want me to show this. But the point is, these people are saying, oh, because some secret societies, in fact, not even secret societies, an esoteric organisation, it's like New Age but in the early 20th century, because they had a weird belief in, like, aliens and the inner Earth theory, and because they believed in perfect supermen, like these Nordic beings, because they believed in that, basically, it must be real. Yeah. The Nazis must have believed it. It must have been like lots of secret societies, and because we said the word secret, it must be secret knowledge, and it must therefore be true. Yeah, the Freemasons must have believed this too. Why? Because they're kind of secretive, aren't they?
But the United States didn't want any of its people to know about the existence of extraterrestrials or higher technology.
Bollocks! The Nazis tried to develop special weapons. Okay, yeah. The US government wasn't saying, right, we need to cover up the inner Earth theory. We need to hide it. No, you just had some wacky secret societies in Germany, as well as some other esoteric thinkers elsewhere. In fact, that's what they were, esoteric thinkers, who basically said these wacky ideas. And they had exclusive memberships. So yeah, secret societies. Bunch of people who thought they knew better, like spiritualists, basically, like spiritualists or New Agers, but instead they believed in things like the inner Earth, like some people still do, like David Wilcock. Well, show me a fucking Nordic, and I mean a proper. I mean one of these fictional ones. Well, one of these ones that seem to be fictional that you believe in. I'm not talking about Norsemen. People from Scandinavia or whatever the case may be. No, you're saying there's actual inner Earth. And there's... who are these Nordics? Well, you haven't presented any evidence. And I dare say the documentary I'll have to pay for if I want to watch it. Won't bother doing that either. You can watch the videos of David Wilcock and his allies, his cohorts. And they provide no evidence of their claims. They just say, hey, look at this symbol, look at this shape. Hear this story.
If they've kept this technology hidden for 80 years or whatever, why are they all of a sudden going to become all benevolent? That is a total manipulation. What you've just seen here is a game changer.
Bullshit, faggot. Oh, hey, we've got this, put it on here, and we're going to charge you for it. Bunch of wankers. Is there a bit more to that, or is it just like, oh, it's just like that? Okay. Is this something else?
On your website, you mentioned that there are 5 factions within the secret space program. Could you quickly delineate for us what those 5 factions are, and just a little bit about what each one is like that makes them different from the others?
Yeah, please do delineate that.
Sure. I'll start with the oldest, which is Solar Warden. They were started back in the late 70s, 80s, during the SDI, Strategic Defense Initiative, I think that's what that stood for, just before and after Reagan.
Yeah, it's going to be this thing like, oh, it's like Star Wars technology. It's like, oh yes, we have a secret fleet in space.
And then we have the ICC, the Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate, which is corporations all over the world that have representatives in a super board, corporate board.
Evidence, please? This is the thing about all these, experts and all giving their opinion. And now they try and get you to go onto their websites and they try and charge you, a large fee. So it's going to be all like that. In fact, let's have a look at that, shall we? Let's see. What does it do? You click on here and it's like, oh, yes, you've got to pay, a special plan to basically do that, yeah. It's all about ripping you off in the end. Look, you can do this, and it's just like with the previous video. In fact, I put these two videos together because they're very similar. Limited time offer. 99 cents for the rest of the year. Yeah. Yeah, they want to get you involved. They want to get you buying. Because people don't want to give donations via Patreon or via whatever for these people. They don't want to go to their website. The money is drying out. The books aren't selling. So now we've got to do documentaries, baby. Got to sell it that way. And that's how we move product. And that's basically what they're doing. They're moving products. They're moving this shit for a price. And they're trying to tell you there's more to it than there actually is. Fucking bullshit.